Hello, we're looking at week 4 of the research module from Trinity St David's in the MA in Cultural Astronomy and Astrology, University of Wales, of course. We're looking this week at interviews and ethnography. This is our second week of interviews. Our first week was last week where we looked at interviews and reflexivity, a sense of how to interview or talking about interviews and contemplating one's own position. This one's slightly different. It's ethnography, and ethnography is a sense, in this day and age, it tends to imply more of spending a much longer time with people rather than just interviewing someone, collecting your notes and going off and writing them up and transcribing them and doing the different things you do. Ethnography is about almost living with the people. It's visiting them often, returning. And our main tutor for this particular module is Dr. Ali Bird, who did her thesis using ethnographical style of research. And her thesis is on the web here. It's here in Moodle. And you don't need to read all of it, but this is a link directly to it. Also, Dr. Bird's PowerPoint on ethnography is most useful. I've also put a blog up, which is Tanya Luhman's blog. She's an ethnographer who made waves in interesting ways in terms of the questions of insider, outsider, and blurring those boundaries. You've got readings to look at here in different opinions on how to engage with people and how to collect that information. We've also got Dr. Amy Whitehead has done her research by ethnography methods, and she'll be able to contribute and help with this week as well. So there's quite a lot of reading, but there always is. But what it is we're trying to show you these different facets of qualitative research work, which is like a crystal. And so you can come at something as an ethnographer, you can come at which is deeply embedded in anthropology. You can come at something as a sociologist we look at later. You can come at it from different angles using different ways of thinking. And the idea is not to master everything, but to be aware of everything and then select the methodologies that you have a passion for, particularly for your master's dissertation. In this brief research project you're constructing for this module, you've barely got time to do anything, but a very simple research project using the simplest of research tools. But be aware of these larger ones. Ethnography, we move later on. Next week is in phenomenology. We move into those things. And all of these take time, where you're living with the informants or the people you're interviewing, or you're living with the situation, or you're changing your perspective. So enjoy this week. Dip into Bird's thesis. There's also my thesis, which is not ethnographical, but it looks at ways of actually reporting and talking about interviews. And of course, there's Nick's thesis as well. So a lot to chew on and a lot to explore. Never forget the online library. The online library is a treasure trove of little gems. So don't forget, if you're looking for things, go looking there as well as looking JSTOR, etc. So make use of also all those resources. Okay, bye-bye from me.